Okay, this is Station 6, transferring chemicals from reagent bottles. Solid chemicals, read the directions given, but note, we use filter paper rather than waxed paper. So I'm looking at this particular paper here, and I can read it from the top. Never touch chemicals with your hands. Many chemicals are corrosive or irritating to skin. To avoid contaminating stock chemicals, return unused portions to a container designated by your teacher. Remember, you should not add things back to a container. This is a stock container. Solids are generally kept in wide-mouth bottles. Use a clean spoon or spatula to remove the solid material from its container. We're not going to practice this particular skill. Place the solid material on a piece of creased wax paper. Again, we're using filter paper, and add the solid very carefully to your container. So all you have to do is read for this one. Okay? Let's go back over here. Liquid chemicals. Read the directions for transferring liquids from a reagent bottle. Okay, let's read the directions. Liquids. Remove the stopper and hold in between your fingers as shown in figure N. All right, so I'm going to do that. So here's my reagent bottle. This is how I do it. Watch carefully. I'm going to turn my hand upside down. I'm going to grab it between these two fingers, and I'm going to lift it out. I don't set it on the table, because if there's acid or strong base on there and I set it on the table, then it's on the table. Okay, and then somebody else might inadvertently come up and touch it and then touch their face. We don't want that to happen. Okay? Hold the test tube or graduated cylinder at eye level and pour the liquid slowly until the desired volume has been transferred. So in this particular exercise, we want to get 10 milliliters of this acid in there. Okay? Now, the way I'm videotaping this, I'm not going to be able to get eye to eye. This is about as close as I can get it. So we're going to pour it in carefully until it gets to the 10. Now you will use your eye right at eye level. Like I said, I can't do that because of the way I'm videoing this. Now I've got extra. Okay, I've got a little extra. Now, if we're trying to be very careful, I would tell you to get an eyedropper and get it exact. But for you can use your eyeball, and then we can get very, very close. Okay? Now it says replace the stopper in the reagent bottle. So here I am. I'm putting my hand back like that, and now I'm done. I never really touched the bottle that much at all. Diluting acid. The acid is added to the water. So I also need to, I'm going to dilute this 10 milliliters of acid, hydrochloric acid, in 50 milliliters of water. So I've got my graduated cylinder here. That's what I'm going to use to measure liquids. I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to turn my water on first. And this is another thing. These sinks, these faucets are not great because they drip in from the side, as you can see. But I don't put my test tube or my graduated cylinder under here first and then turn on, because a lot of times kids start this and it blasts through and it will pull the glass item directly out of their hand and then break it. So I'm going to turn this on first. Now I'm going to fill this, and this is just water, so if I go over, it's okay. Okay, sometimes I forget which way to turn it off. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Again, with the filming of this, I cannot get eye to eye, but you can, because you'll be here in lab. Okay, so this is 50. So I'm going to put the 50 milliliters in the beaker. This is called a beaker. Okay. Then I'm going to add acid. All right, just like they did in the video. So I'm going to add the acid, and I put the lip of this smaller graduated cylinder directly against this glass thing here. It's called a glass stirring rod. I do that because it will grab a hold of it and run right down, as you might be able to see, it will run right down, and I should be really stirring at the same time. And of course I've got goggles on. Finish that. Pour it down. Okay, I'm going to stir that up, and now I've just diluted 10 milliliters of acid into 50 milliliters of water. Remember, I'm going to rinse this off. I'll put some paper towels out too. You can put that down. And since we're done with this, we can pour this directly down the drain. I'm going to turn the water on again. Fill this up, swish it around a couple times. And then I'm done with this. This had water in it, so I don't need to do anything with that. And this same thing, I'm going to turn it on slowly, fill it up. Once, twice should do it. Pour that out. And then I've done everything for the next person. Okay? As it says on this blue sheet here, if you pour more than 10 milliliters of hydrochloric acid into your cylinder, do not pour it back into the reagent bottle. Rinse it thoroughly down the sink. Okay? And that's that.